All right, we live. Once again, welcome to Talking Sip at Mix. I'm your host, the Capo. Nick around here somewhere. Once again, making a grand entrance. We're gonna start docketing though. Today we got a very special show. I got some friends on the show, some brothers, man. So let's start off by welcoming my big brother ToeJoe, ToeJoe Johnson.
How you doing? How you doing today? How you doing tonight?
My man. Then we got I'm gonna say you for last.
Yes, sir.
Got my little brother Trell here, man. We're gonna talk about what's going on in his daughter's case and another reason why we don't need to elect Kent Laverne as district attorney. So we're gonna get into that. And last but never least, my brother, the one and only Pastor Ken Hughes, man, running for Alderman of the 7th District. Yeah. So we're gonna have a good show, man. Salute. Yeah, yes, sir. Appreciate it. Oh, here you go, y'all. Here you go the co-host. Y'all know him as Mick sometimes, top dog. Today he ain't got that status because he was late again. So he just Mick today, man. He getting ready.
You got me running.
He getting ready, man. You gotta keep him on point. Gotta keep him on point. You know what I mean? Gotta keep him on point. So we just gonna jump into it, man. I don't really want to do no small talk. I don't really care about the Bucks right now. I don't care about what's going on outside the city. I care about what's going on in our city and how we're being affected and what we can and should do about it, right? I think I got 3 people here, 3 guests that have suggestions and ways to implement it and don't mind calling out the problem. So, let's start with you, ToeJoe, man, because you are an outspoken. For those who don't know, I didn't want to go on the east side, right? My dad used to try to get me on the east side. I'm like, man, I ain't going down and mess with ToeJoe now. I mean, that's ToeJoe them down there, man. I ain't messing with ToeJoe them. I mean, and met him, man, and he family. I mean, he my brother, man. When I was going through my legal issues, he never stopped supporting me. Lost some support because of his support of me. So my gratitude can't be measured as my love can. You know what I mean? Today we die, man. I'm Lord ToeJoe. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my brother. And with that being said, like your daddy,
yes, sir.
He came to me. And he used to be like, ToeJoe, we got to do this, we got to do that. I used to be like, man, I'm not, I ain't going to church and all that. But Mr. Champion used to always say, Gene used to always say, no, man, the church right here. We stand on the sidewalk. We on the corner. That's what church is. You know what I'm saying? This on the block. You know what I'm saying? Ministry. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it that. I said, oh, yeah, you cold. You know what I'm saying? He said, ToeJoe, you a minister. You know what I'm saying? Because you minister to people.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Just do it in a different way. And sometimes, even in the game, I thought he was crazy, and everybody else that was crazy that said I could do something positive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because all my life, I wasn't set out to do nothing positive. Yeah. I was set out to do wrong. Yeah. I purposely did wrong. You know what I'm saying? I grew up to realize that wrong wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to do that to survive. So that's why I appreciate and I support his shine, because everybody don't do the same thing the same way.
Right.
And people in Milwaukee and other places believe that if you don't do it their way, you can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I don't like being invited places and then people say, hey, man, we going to do this, but we going to leave Shine more out of it. I be like saying, then, who going to reach the people that Shine can reach?
Right.
That I can't reach? You know what I'm saying? If you don't get him in here too, we trying to get everybody, because even as a collective few, we ain't gonna be able to reach everybody unless we got everybody at the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff that threw me off with you when you needed other people's support. And I knew that when they called me or people like Shine or Ken, you know what I'm saying, that you don't tell us what you want. You tell us the problem, and then we go address it the way we have to address it to help you. So people was asking Shine, what you want me to do? I got to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? To help me. You know, you politicians, you lawyers, you street hustlers. I got to tell y'all what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what really hurt me. And you know, just in Milwaukee, period, because we getting older, you know, and we from Milwaukee. Yeah. A lot of people that you see in positions ain't from Milwaukee. I'm homegrown.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? From Milwaukee. So I'm like got more invested in seeing Milwaukee change for the better, because I also seen Milwaukee better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people say, we want to see Milwaukee better. I'll be like saying, when did you know, I want to get the block back the way it used to be. When did you ever see it any better than what it is? You know, you haven't. You just heard about it. You know what I'm saying? So then when we come to say, I remember the white people in my school was all white. I remember the white people moved out. I remember when we owned everything as black people, and then I remember when it disappeared. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. You know, so I know it can be done. And then I say to them that we ain't got to always reinvent something, but some of the wheels need to be returned. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things we need to be renovated. So that's what I'm about. And I love people like Shine because I bust them out too. Because some people need to be bust out. Yeah. Let's say Shine do it a different way, Bond do it a different way. You know what I'm saying? But it be for real because it be needed to be done. That's and people say, oh, he bogus. No, he ain't, because we trying to save lives. So if ToeJoe in the way, say ToeJoe in the way. We ain't got to always meet up in the closet and whisper about ToeJoe, you bogus. No, say ToeJoe, you in the way, move around. Sometimes, and I believe we need to do that.
You know, which goes right into you because you also showed up for me, you know, for the community, a community that you're not a part of. Even though the way I went about it wasn't right, what I was trying to do.
It was right.
And you recognized that, man, and you were one of the few, not just pastors, but people that came and supported that movement in our neighborhood. I mean, we took a building for the people.
Yes, we took one.
Yeah, we did. We took a building. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah,
right.
You know. And you showed up, man, and you know, hey, here you go. You know what I mean? This is for the people, and this is one of the people from the neighborhood.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he off 26 in Roosevelt.
Yeah.
You know, be up on Atkinson. You know, trying to do the right thing, though, and he take a loss. You know, and we often point the finger at, you know, police when they do what they do. You know what I mean? But it ain't just the police. You know, black lives don't matter to black people in our in our city. And I think that's why it's important that people hear from you, right? Because you're not new to the city.
No, sir.
You know what I mean? We got a lot of leaders around here, man. Not from here.
That's right.
And our problems continue to grow, right? But you from here.
That's right.
Right? You know the streets.
Yes, sir.
You come from that.
Yes, sir.
You know, what you gonna do different that Khalif couldn't do?
Well,
so that the people get involved.
First of all, I believe that, you know, politics is power that belongs to the people. But the way you give it back to the people would be someone in office that have their finger on the pulse of the community.
Okay.
And so you need someone that, I'm gonna be honest, for me, this ain't a career move. And since you real, I'm gonna just talk.
Yeah, come on. That's what's right.
This ain't no career move for me. This is a community move. It's not like, oh, my factory closed down, so now I need another income. I own a few businesses in the community. Having a business is a struggle. I know the struggles of owning a business. I know the red tape. I know the pushback. I know the kickback. And so I also know ways around it. So you need somebody in office that understands the common man. You need somebody in the office that can't be bought off. One of the things I'm doing in this campaign is I'm not taking any outside donations from any business owners in the district. So when I get to City Hall, I don't owe nobody no favors. The only special interest group would be the constituents who sent me there with their votes and not with their wallets. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I throw curveball sometimes, right?
That's all right.
I used to want to be a pitcher. I ain't never threw a baseball in my life on a diamond, but I used to want to be a pitcher, right? What you just say? You want to what now? About the constituent, you said what?
I said that I'm not taking any outside donations.
Any outside donations
from no business owners, no gas stations, no corner stores, no liquor stores, none of that.
But that's where a lot of the donations come from in our community.
Well, I get it, but when you get down there, then you owe a favor. That's the bottom line. It ain't no other way around it. Hey, I gave you $20,000. Hey, I need to extend my liquor license. I want to see if I can stay open to one.
I heard the liquor license going for about 25 now. So,
Change your
Hey, they somewhere in the ballpark.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you need somebody down there that really want to work for the people. It's not a money move for me. I'm not rich, but I'm a man of faith.
Yes, sir.
So I walk by faith. But I believe that we got to just get back to the main thing, and that's the people, and not people dangling their money in front of you like a carrot to get you to vote or move in this or that direction. Okay. That's why a lot of people get down there and they get in trouble because when you got your own money, can't nobody bait you with money.
Right.
When you don't love money, they can't bait you with money.
Yeah.
I don't love money. I love people. And when you don't love money, you love the people. You are dangerous to a certain set of people. And so that's where we at. I just don't want to be, I didn't like being like that in the streets.
Right.
People control me or could make me do things I don't want to do. So, I need to get down in office, work for the people, hear the people's concerns, and just get back to the people. Most of the complaints I'm hearing when I'm knocking on doors is they don't return phone calls.
They don't return.
I called them 5 weeks ago. They still ain't returned my call.
Which I got an issue with because as a representative, I elected you to represent me, right? Yet I can't reach out to you.
But here's why. Can I tell you why they do that? That's the same dynamic I'm talking about. You're not a priority, even though you got me there with your vote.
Okay.
The man that gave me the 20 G's, when he called, I moved. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I moved for him because he's going to keep me in office. Because let's just face it, I'm being real with you. 90% of the people in the districts, maybe even more, don't even vote. Yeah, and in some of these automatic races, little over 4,000 something. Now, if it's a presidential ballot or presidential race on the ballot, you might get 6,000 to 7,000 people in that district.
Yeah.
But a president ain't on the ballot this time. So you may get between 3,600 to 4,500 people. That's it. So you mean a district of 40,000 plus people, only 4,000 is coming out that's putting people in office? And so if you get put in office by the big money donors or the developers, you got to cater to them because after all, the people, they're not giving you the money to get in. So you work for, I'm going to be honest, it's the same way in church. Amen. Sometimes some pastors cater to the big money givers, the ones that pay the high tithes. They cater to them. They run with them. And that's why even as a pastor, I don't know who give or who give what. I don't look at the offerings because I don't want to cater to Miss Jones because she give 1,000 a month and this lady only give 500 a month. I want to be impartial. I don't care what they give. So that transfer into ministry and really government for me is the same thing. Okay. They're interchangeable because minister just simply means to serve. And so I want this position not to be self-serving and to pad my pockets, but to serve the people. That's it.
To serve the people on a large scale.
That's it.
Okay. So another twist to talking to sit Thursdays because we more casual, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be the only person asking questions, right? This is a conversation. I mean, we having a conversation. So if it's something you want to ask them, ask. I mean,
right now I'm just sitting back listening.
Sure.
I've always been that. I've always been an attentive person.
Oh yeah.
I sit back and I listen. Otherwise, I ain't gonna learn shit. That's knowledge.
Well, I know they don't know.
Right.
Let's talk about why you here, because I think it's really it's not just pertinent, but the insight that y'all can provide about next steps, I believe, is really pertinent, right? He called me today. He'll tell me that they were changing the charges to make it intentional, where the person that shot his daughter would go to trial specifically for his daughter, like she was the target when she wasn't the target. Now, I find a flaw in that. Because it was how many people in the car? It was 4 people in the car. How are you going to change the charges to? Yeah, I understand the tragedy and what it did to our community. But I think it should be 4 people charged. Well, he should be charged for 4 people instead of just the baby. Now, y'all may think that you a paralegal.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, he probably should have been charged with 4 counts of reckless endangerment.
Yeah.
And the child, I don't think first degree will fit unless they go to the jury and say, well, it's first degree, but we're going to include a lesser included.
Okay.
So they do that at the end. Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, it's a lesser included.
The charge was amended. Meaning.
So what's the charges right now?
Right now, until Monday, the charges are first degree reckless homicide and possession of a firearm by felon.
So actually, they give him a lesser charge.
Yeah.
But him amending the charge to first degree intentional homicide, it will carry a life sentence, yes.
Okay.
And if the jury decides to go not guilty with that intentional, they still have to decide on the reckless.
Okay. But you want 4 charges.
You throwing that intentional up there, though, it kind of threw me off because it's like, that gives them a chance to walk.
Yeah.
The jury says he didn't intend to kill her.
That's right.
That gives them a chance to walk.
Play on words.
Yeah, sometimes it do, but me being the person that's been arrested for a first degree intentional homicide is what he intended. He intended to kill somebody.
Right.
When you shoot.
Yeah.
So they could have went on ahead with the first degree intentional homicide. But like what you saying, the jury might weigh and say, no, he didn't intend to kill.
Right.
But then it's still first degree reckless homicide.
Right. It's reckless.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm shooting you, I'm saying I'm killing you. I don't care who I kill. I'm killing you or whoever in that car when I'm shooting in that car. So it is first degree reckless homicide. You know what I'm saying? Now, I might not intended to kill the baby, just the baby, but I intended to kill somebody in that car, so I recklessly homicide somebody. So to me, you know what I'm saying, it would have went under first degree reckless homicide because I was a reckless act and I killed somebody. So what mine was, I was charged with first degree intentional homicide. But then they said, hold up, we both were shooting in the town. Boom, 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 boom. He died. So, like you said, you can't get me for intentional. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't intending to kill him. Right. So what they did was switch it to first degree reckless injury as a party to a crime, meaning by me shooting at you and you shooting back at me, you might have hit him and caused him to be injured, and now I get 10 years in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So they must have been thinking like what, you know what I'm saying, what we was thinking, but everybody in the car could get the same charge though. Because it's 4 people and we all cheering you on. You know what I'm saying?
He was shooting at 4 victims.
Oh, he was shooting. Yeah, okay, but same thing. If it's 4 people in the car,
and that's why we wonder why why is it 4 charges? Is it 4? It's not 4
No, it's
charges,
not 4
right?
charges. He didn't want to stack the charges on the jury and make it complicated.
But really,
Oh, come on.
That's gonna be kind of
Right.
like the guy that rode over the what's his name? Rode over the people at the parade.
right. They stacked him
They
on
stacked
him.
this charge.
They stacked them up.
Right.
They stacked them up.
The
didn't they?
parade, the walk there.
Yeah.
But it's according to who you are too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. Because at one time somebody stole my car. They drove off with my car. And some of my guys caught the dude in my Cadillac and jacked him up. When I get to the gas station, they asking me who the dude was that jacked him up. Because they wanted to charge them for jacking him up.
Yeah.
And I say, man, the man jumped and stole my car. Man, I've been looking at my car for 3 days. So then they looking at it like I done pulled a dope move with the dude or something. I'm saying, man, the man took my car. But since they ran my name to see who I am, they really don't care about this dude taking my car. Right. You know what I'm saying? So then I get a note from the DA office saying, they ain't even charged me. Not that I press charges, but I'm like saying, I ain't gonna take my car.
They didn't pick up the job.
Right. But then it's because of who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That takes me into something else, right? Because I was involved in a couple police cases where some people died. They killed some people, and initially, you know, it was support for politicians. Right, and then all of a sudden, they just back up, right? They just back up, and some of them even supported Chisholm in his re-election at the time that we were trying to get Chisholm fired. Right. I know that there's supposed to be a separation, but the people that you represent, this may happen in your district, and they gonna call on you, like the Andersons, like the Coles, right? They're gonna call on you. And they're gonna expect a response. What would your response? What could your response be with the office if you win?
Okay, so rephrase that. To which case?
So say that there's a police shooting and a young black man gets killed, right? And it's a suspect shooting. It's you know, there's a lot of questions around this shooting. And the community comes to you. What can your office do? And what will your office do? All right. Is that office allowed to support the community?
I believe, well, I'm gonna let you answer, but I believe the office can support the community, but the office ain't got nothing to do with the prosecutor's office.
Okay.
So he can't go in there and change.
Right.
Right.
You know, they ain't even got to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. You know,
Well, I wasn't sure, and I know other people ain't sure.
Right. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it would be a legal issue. I will stand on the side of right. But you can't just jump to conclusions. You got to get all of the facts and hear it out, and then I will have to make a decision based on that.
And if it's a city attorney, if it's a city offense, now they can call the city attorney in to question them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then with me is my main problem is not just would only be with the DA office. My problem is with the black community. I'm the same ones that say Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? The same ones that say Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Why ain't nobody burning up the city for this little young girl that got killed? Why ain't nobody saying that, you know what I'm saying, hang him up, string him up? You know what I'm saying? They pick and choose who they want to do it with. You know what I'm saying? Because they look like me. It's my brother doing it. Right. See, it's hard for people to do it when their brother do it. You know what I'm saying? Or their cousin do it, or their son do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We out here killing people and black lives, it don't make no difference. Yeah, but when a cop or a white cop kills somebody, it's like hang them up, and then we ain't caring about snitching because I got it on video, take it on video. Most of the time, a fight or even that shooting, somehow they shooting.
Yeah, they got it on video.
But then when they say, oh, somebody died, hey man, you erase that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's a white person, a Spanish person, or a cop, or somebody in leadership, they're going to turn it in. You know what I'm saying? So we got to learn how to police ourselves and check ourselves. If Black Lives Matter, then if one person get killed by the cop, then we can walk to Washington, D.C., then we got 200 or 300 people getting killed by each other. We should be checking each other.
And
that's the only way it's gonna stop.
Yeah.
We got to check each other.
We walk in the house and close the door, right? Which I got a problem with. You got a problem.
Run in the house.
You got a problem.
Run in the house.
You got a
not
problem.
just walk in.
Run in the house and close the door. Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say, or they get your son on the ground dead and post it on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To be the first one with the story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not thinking that this is the first time I see my uncle or my father come up on your page laying there dead with his brain somewhere. You know, but that's what we got to start learning, how we can check ourselves.
Yeah.
Check ourselves, police ourselves. Because they be, oh, my little kid. They was like when they say, you know, them streets. Y'all see our streets here? That shit crazy as hell. But the simple fact, they had to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So then we get mad because they tried to figure out something, but we ain't did nothing about it. And that's our grandkids stealing the car. That's our grandkids running and killing people. But we ain't gonna go out there and get them, but then we get upset when they do it. You know, when Walgreens closed, they said, don't stop them, just let them steal what they want to steal. They want to close the stores up in our community. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ain't got no money to go on Amazon or eBay, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? When Walmart closed, one of the highest employers in the country, them people gonna be in trouble. You talking about $15 now you ain't getting no dollars. But we allow it to happen. We allow it to happen. Laugh at it when we see it, then we drive past and our community. You know, we help people every day to better themselves.
Yeah.
And when we help them, they go to the penitentiary. We help them. They get out, it be same or worse. You give people help, we help people on drugs. When we get out, it's still drug infested. You know what I'm saying? All the people 600 people died of fentanyl. I work in the field, but we got the little machine now. You go get the Narcan strips.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to test my dope before I use it.
That's what they say. Use the dope.
Let me shoot.
Right.
Let me shoot mine first and wait. Okay, you okay? Come on. Instead of just eliminating it.
Right.
See, you know what I'm saying? So that's just like the bump out. Instead of eliminating the high speed chases and the car thefts and what they call that, when they driving crazy, reckless drive, we put the bump outs out. Instead of eliminating the dope, we put the vending machines up. Yeah. That's how we band-aid stuff, and the problem don't get worse.
Ain't no money in the cure.
Ain't
no money in the cure.
So
money is in the treatment of the symptoms. You know that,
right?
Yeah.
The cure. You in a district that's high in crime in certain areas. Right.
Of course.
Right. As is around the city.
Yeah.
Safety is a concern. Without safety, ain't no business coming here.
That's right.
Right. And one of your responsibilities is to try to help your community become employable by bringing in businesses that want to hire them. Right. So how are you going to deal with the crime?
Well, first of all, crime been here before me and you was even born, and it's not going nowhere no time soon. Unfortunately, we know that crime do pay, and pay the people that lock us up, and pay the paramedics that pick us up. So we understand crime isn't going nowhere. So you got to do things in the district to make the district unattractive to crime. Okay. Like one of the things you can do, and just being honest, a cleaner neighborhood deters criminals.
It does.
I don't know why.
It does.
We're going to just say this, right? When we were younger and we went and did what we did in certain neighborhoods, we like, man, we in Mech one now. Sit up. Yeah. Take the hat off. Put the seatbelt on. Don't look back. Cut that music down.
Right.
As soon as we cross county line back in Milwaukee, boom, 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 boom. Because you people respect neighborhoods that's respected.
All the girls go up.
So we gotta, So we gotta get back to that, and and also to me, I'm gonna be honest, we can't arrest our way out of the problem. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, some people have to be arrested.
Their ass need to go to jail.
You violate.
You a pastor.
You good, brother. Okay. You violate the system. You got to pay the price. We all have to. Yeah. If I do something.
I did.
You know what I mean? And so, amen. God is good. But anyway, Yeah, God is good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, man, you poor. But when you draw, what I'm saying is you got to do things to deter people. You can't just arrest everybody. You got to create programs, training programs. You got to give people an exit strategy. Like somebody gave me my exit strategy.
Okay.
I was standing on a block in '94. Pastor came up and gave me a way out, and I took the exit strategy. So as alder person, we got to set up training programs. Hey, brother, you don't have to steal if I give you a job. Now, if I give you a job, I place you in a training program, and you still decide to steal, you got to be locked up. You got to sandwich it. You got to get the low-hanging fruit and give them access to a way out of the life. Everybody, now some people do, but not everybody wake up in the morning and say, I want to go out here and do something to go to jail. Some people are lifelong criminals, and they do, but the average Joe don't. They usually in survival mode. If I can get a job, I don't have to shoplift. If I can get a job, I won't have to rob somebody. I'm desperate. If I can get help to get off of these drugs, I won't be a liability to the community. I'll be an asset. So we got to set up programming in the district and things like that to give people an alternative. But you can't just not give them an alternative and then just lock them up. And you really, you warehousing them.
Yeah.
Because they call it the house of correction, but ain't no correction being done. No. You just warehousing people.
I don't even think that's the name no more. It's
the
resource center or something now.
Yeah.
Because you know, even the Department of Correction and in the prison, everybody in prison know that ain't nothing being corrected unless you correct yourself. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach you nothing in the penitentiary if you don't ask for it. If you don't order a book or go to school, only thing you got to do is stand up and be counted for.
Right.
Did they offer you the paralegal?
No, you have to do it on your own.
You did
right. You got to pay for that. They stopped that. They used to do it years ago. You know what I'm saying? They stopped it because you can't come out smarter.
At Walmart, they was turning out they was coming out with associate degrees.
Yeah, back in the day. But see, they stopped that because brothers was going all the way to doctorates. Because once you in there and you learn that you can learn, then you know what I'm saying? So what it is like Ken said, it's like we got to change our environment to change the people. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like somebody said one time they had the rats, what they call that? Experimenters.
The lab rats.
The lab rats. They took one lab rat, put them in a good environment, took the other one, put them in the ragged. Then they took the good one and put it in the ragged. They didn't know what the hell to do. Right. They had to figure it out. So they took the bad ones and put them in the good environment. They didn't know what to do, but they started adjusting to the good environment. And the good rats started adjusting to the bad environment. So we don't change nothing around here. Right. Nothing changes. And look at our community. Nothing changes. And then it's our fault. See, that's what they don't like about me. I'm not going to keep talking about no white man 350 years ago. I'm talking about us right now. If it ain't nothing in our community, because we ain't put nothing in our community.
So hold on, because I remember the time when we owned it, right? The black community was black owned. And you know, there was crime, but there was never numbers like this.
No, that's because people was having stuff.
Right.
And when you have stuff, you're going to protect your stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like Ken having stuff, then I'm having stuff, but we're going to make sure everybody else has something because I create a job and you can work. So like when they say all the jobs the white people took out of our neighborhoods, that was their job.
Yeah.
So if they took a factory, where the factory at that the black man put, we got millionaires in Milwaukee. That millionaire, they can come together and say, hey, so even as him being an older person, I still got to come. He's going to have to go out there and hustle for people, but I got to come to him and say, hey, man, I want to put this in your community. Right. And then he got to say, let me see how I can do it. And then we got to tell the people, man, when they put it in there, you're going to act right. Right. You know what I'm saying? We got to stand on ourselves.
Because you get too many police calls to the address. It ain't being renewed when it comes time for life.
And if they can't make no money, if they can't make no money, what the sense do it make putting the business in our
What happened to the bar business, the black bar business? Because I remember there was a black bar on almost every corner.
Tavern on every corner and a bakery.
Right. And
we destroyed them.
Did we destroy them, or did when that law changed where the liquor and beer could be placed in grocery store, corner stores, gas station, not just a bar, a tavern, or a wholesaler, right? Was that us, or was it due to the laws being changed?
I think it was laws, but we play a part in most of all our what we don't have.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because my case was in the tavern, you know, on 38th Street, and most of the time we went in there, two. Even the neighborhood was saying, get that tavern out of here.
Okay.
Get that tavern out of here. Because when we was younger, it was people that walked to the tavern from the community, and that was their spot.
Yeah.
After a while, it stopped being that. It was open to anybody and everybody. Right. So you disrespect it. So then they figured out a way to just shut them down. And then, like he was saying, now you got the people that got 20 and 45,000 to give you to make sure Shine don't get no liquor store. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. So we got, because I say when they say no more liquor stores in the community, sometimes I say drinking legal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nobody run around here say no more heroin houses in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as much people that die, and I work with people every day that's on heroin or cocaine. But the many people that die of heroin in Milwaukee County, like 600 just in Milwaukee County last year alone. How many more raids you done seen in the community? You know?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to see raid. You drive down.
You get one or two.
I ain't seen.
Right, they give you one or two, but it ain't like 600 people died from heroin. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel that effect.
Right.
It was a question from Miss Jenkins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all ever seen
I asked her to
take that glass
clarify,
off?
I didn't understand it. She said that laundromat on the corner of 47.
It gotta be
Capitol.
fixed. I already know what she's talking about.
Okay.
Tell her that facade. That's one of the first things I'm gonna do if I get it off. He gotta fix that. It been tore up too long. It's an eyesore.
Okay, the new
I
one.
already know what
Oh,
she's
he's
talking
on
about.
the corner.
Man, it's been like that
Got
too
that
long.
wood.
It's an eyesore.
Yeah.
It gotta be fixed.
Jimmy Mallett up in there.
Yeah.
You saw on the Mallett
Yeah.
stuff?
No, that ain't his.
That he worked in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
ain't his.
if that's what she's talking about, tell Miss Jenkins that's an eyesore, and we shouldn't have to look at that
It
every
was an
day.
accident.
When you
car
going
hit
to
it.
see Mama, man?
But I went through there. She
you gotta
never
go
answered the
see her.
door. I went
You gotta
through
go see her.
So she just said that she was just wondering because she said she called. They said it was sold to a new owner.
Okay.
So she was just wondering, can they sell property like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they can sell it, but it should be some stipulation for the new owner with the Department of Neighborhood Services, and they should have a certain amount of days to get that facade fixed.
Okay.
But yeah, it's eyesore. Every time I go by there, I was like, man, we got to deal with that. I mean, you know, and then you do it in a way, say the owner is struggling, literally. Then you got to do it in a way, what can we do together to help you get this done? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it should be done because it's an eyesore for the
So the
community.
city
They got the block grant, the facade grants, but it's a lot of red tape with getting it. That's another thing that has to be changed.
Yeah, a
They
lot
tell
of
you about all
documentation
these-
scares
They tell you
people.
about all these programs, but when you go down there, they just say, here, in a packet this big. You know, it took me 8 months to get my business up and running downtown. 8 months of red tape. You know, it was a fight.
Dog City, right?
Yeah, Dog City, MK.
If y'all don't know about Dog, I went down there, right? You know, I like
Mike told me she saw you.
I like Chicago style dog, and you know, I like hot dog, beef hot dog, and
With them
y'all gotta
Milwaukee
go.
style.
Y'all gotta go
Milwaukee
check it out.
style.
Yeah.
Milwaukee style.
Well, I like.
Center Street.
Well, I know you off the Capitol, but we got that Center Street Police.
Well, yeah,
Man,
you know,
I
I was looking for a Capitol Drive.
Where is it
post
located
man.
at?
We down in the old Grand Avenue Mall.
Thursday Market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man,
Then we got one downtown, then we got one uptown on 59th and North. So
Okay.
it's one restaurant, 2 locations.
But
But
he ain't
I
got
know-
a Capitol
I know
Street
y'all got the
burger
Capitol
or something
in.
yet,
No,
man.
Y'all get the Center Street Police and I'll put a little capital on it.
But I do think it's North Avenue a lot though. I'm partial to North Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna get us a hot dog place?
But they got
so
some
Capitol
empty
dog.
buildings on Capitol Street.
Oh, yeah, right. They sure do.
So
Yeah, they got some empty.
You know, I
That
love my
takes
Capitol
in-
family. You know, I love
in
it.
about businesses, right?
Yeah.
In about businesses, and some of these businesses they lose their license. But there's a law in place where they can come back in 3 years and open back up these liquor stores and gas stations, right? There's also a law that I was researching called the U visa. It's a law behind it. The U visa, right? Where if they testify, witness, or turn in criminals, get involved in crime, they get visas and they can bring their families over on visas. And all they need is one official. It can be a police, it can be a politician, and then they come over here.
I wouldn't wear that.
Right? They come over here and they're allowed to
do business,
go after housing, aid, they get assistance, they get the best properties to choose from, they can open businesses, right? And we've been here all our lives and we don't get that opportunity.
As an elected official, that's one of the things I would do. You got to make the playing field level.
Okay.
You got to have equal access to resources for people that's wanting these businesses. Now, I will say this: if elected, I'm open for business. I'm a businessman. I want to see my people do business. But one of the things I will have a conversation with them with, and I'm just going to be real. If it's going to be a business, make my job easier by keeping it a business.
Okay.
This ain't no hangout for your homies.
Yeah.
This ain't no place to come shoot dice. This ain't gonna be no place to come smoke no weed. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
Do that somewhere else. But keep the place of business a business. Then you won't get the calls and I won't get the calls.
Okay.
You know, I tell people in business all the time, I hire people. And people say, you fired somebody. I ain't never fired nobody.
Right.
A day in my life.
Okay.
They fired themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the same way. I would never close down another person's business, but they can close it down themselves based on how they govern. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I don't get no calls, you ain't got no problem. But if I keep getting calls, I'm voted in to do the will of the people. I will not make any unilateral decisions without the input of the people. So let's say like that Strauss deal, they was talking about the meat plant last time I went. First thing I would have did before I go in and make a vote on anything is get a consensus from the district. Hey, what do y'all think about this? And if 80% of the people say I don't want it, 20% said we do, I got to go with the will of the people.
So how would you stay in tune with your community? Because
they send out mailers.
You're in office, right?
They send out mailers all the time.
But man,
You send out mailers. And then,
I see a mailer in my mailbox. I don't want to see that, man. You know what I mean?
You guys are best.
Right. I mean,
but people that are involved and in tune with the well-being of their district, they're gonna look at it. Right. Secondly, one of the things that you and I didn't bring none of my, I didn't bring none of my literature in. On my literature, one of the things I'm putting together is a diverse group of residents from the district. I'm putting together a citizens accountability board, right? Which will meet every quarter to hold me accountable. Ain't nobody in the race doing that. Nobody in the city has ever wanted to be held accountable by the constituents.
And these ain't your friends.
No, come on. It's a diverse group of people.
People gonna ask.
They won't have no voting powers, but it's a group of people, and the public will be invited. We'll meet once every quarter. And say, hey, Alderman Hughes,
4 times a year.
That's right. We think you're doing this right. You're not doing that right. So at the end of my term, I will have a report card, and people will know how I did. A diverse group of people, Jewish, white, black. I don't care what you be there.
Yeah.
To hold me accountable. How many people gonna do that? If I wasn't gonna work for the people, that wouldn't be on there. Everything that I'm offering in this race is things that don't require committee approval.
Okay.
See, because if it don't make it through committee, it don't make it to the city.
So how you
so I'm gonna
how you gonna circumvent that then?
What you mean?
Because
the committee don't have to vote on what I'm doing with my constituents in the district.
Okay.
The committee don't have to vote on if I want retired police officers and off-duty community police. I don't need a committee vote to do those things. That's just me and my community getting together, the constituents saying, let's do this. See, if you're going to be a smart leader and a progressive leader, you got to do things that don't require committee vote.
Okay.
That's my district.
Yeah.
So instead of being an alderman, I will be basically the president of that district. And the constituents, we can come together and come up with ideas.
That's your Senate.
That's right.
And
then once every quarter we caucus.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
So with like the buildings, on the building tips, like we said, we've been here all our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we seen buildings when they was open and they closed.
Yeah.
But my only argument with us is, like, even like when the Vader opened up the building down there on Kings Drive,
yeah,
they said all the Jewish people come to take the building. But I said, man, the building was empty for 25 years. And you ain't did nothing with it. Yeah. So sometimes we can't get upset when we see something just sitting, and then when a foreigner come and take over, they didn't take it, we gave it to them. We left it empty. That's my problem with most of the people. Even when Tom Barrett was in office and they said he ain't doing nothing for the black people, and I said, what the black people doing for the black people?
Right.
Because if you gonna say he ain't gonna do nothing, and you know he ain't gonna do nothing, why you expect him to do something? What you're not doing. That's our whole thing is we get caught up on what other people don't do for us when we ain't doing nothing for us. See, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Ken. It's like the older person got to be the older person. Right. You can come out and do something else, but you still got to be the older person. That's the right. Community runs the community.
Right.
The community, without him, if we elect him, when we elect him, our power, he only as powerful as we is. Right. Most of the people that stand up and have a problem with him didn't even vote for him.
That's right.
Not only didn't vote for him, can't even vote him out because they ain't going to vote. But they get up and talk crazy. So some of them people can look out there and say, yeah, child, I can hear you talk crazy, but you ain't voting and you didn't put me in this seat. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get people concerned about putting people in their seats. And then with me, you know, being on both sides, I work with a couple of all the people personally that I know do work. Right. But then other people say, oh, man, they don't do shit. I be like, see, well, she did this, she did that. When I call her, she did this. So that's why I always try to come up with the inner city common council.
That's cold-blooded.
You know what I'm saying? So that we can have people that represent every block to get all the information, and then we be the one to say, we know you know about it because we bought it to you, kid.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We know you know about it. And also we know what you can't do.
That's right.
Because see, sometimes they'll call him and argue about the garbage can out there. That ain't the person to call. Right. You know what I'm saying? You call him after you call them, and then you don't get no response.
Well,
and
right.
then, you know,
and then one of the things when it comes to the garbage is, and that's a good point, if you got litter all on the ground and the garbage cans in the area are empty, that's a community problem.
Yeah.
But if you got litter all on the ground and the garbage cans are full, that's a city problem. And so you got to differentiate the difference. But another thing I'm doing, if elected and when elected, brothers like you well known in that community, right? I will come and say, hey, Sean, you know, man, I need to hire you as a community liaison to this part of the district.
That's right.
So Sean become a mini alderman or ambassador to this geographical area. Vaughn, you good over in Sherman Park. You become a liaison or ambassador to that part of the district. So now I got figureheads on the ground that have their fingers on the pulse of the community that can get back with me. Things get done.
Communicate with you.
So absolutely. And I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Yeah. Making these, you know, part-time paid positions. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm talking about putting ambassadors in every part of the district.
I like that. You know, you said ambassadors. You know what I mean? You know.
But I'm just saying.
That ambassador thing.
But I'm saying, but that's what you need. You need people on the ground. So when they say, hey, man, it's a hot spot over here, I say, hey, Sean, man, go over there and see what you can do, man. Let me know. Hey, Vaughn, hey, Toe, see if y'all, you know what I mean? So when I get there, things are already, you know, pretty much in place. Right. You know what I mean? You just can't walk into a neighborhood and, you know what I'm saying? And think things gonna happen. You know what I mean? So yeah. So you know, and that's what we gotta do. We gotta have people that's on the ground, and then you connecting the dots. That's all it is.
So you telling me that when you become alderman, we're gonna see some X-Men We're gonna see some X-Men.
Got
Right.
to.
Well, you don't see X-Men
We don't see
anywhere.
some-
Right.
We are
But
X-Men.
I'm just saying,
We are X-Men.
I'm just saying that X-Men are gonna become associated with the growth of this community
Listen, man, listen.
because you're going to put them in place
Listen,
to be
man.
your eyes and ears.
Here's the thing, man. I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm gonna be candid.
Okay.
It's too much pride.
Okay.
People got pride. They get in office, they get puffed up. These roles some of them become many celebrities. And that ain't what it's about. See, when you think you're a celebrity, you think you're the Lone Ranger. I can't do this without a team. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I might be the quarterback, but y'all are the wide receivers. You get what I'm saying?
You gotta throw it
And
to
so,
somebody.
amen. And so you gotta have team players, people on the ground to get these things done. That's the bottom line. You just can't say, I'll do it all by myself. You can't. You one person. It's 40,000 plus residents in this district.
Yeah.
And that's give or take because people move in and out at
Move
night.
in and out.
You never know.
Right.
So it might be 42,000. And so you gotta have people that you can work with on the ground, trustworthy people that can get in and get things done. That's the bottom line. That's the way we're gonna turn it around, is to have people that have a pulse on the community's neck and know the beat of the pulse of the heart of the community. That's the bottom line.
And the same thing with you
That's
have
it.
the office accountability. It's the same thing as inner city comment. Ain't nothing
Right.
different. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But like with X-Men, it's just like 300 strong. You know what I'm saying? Is everybody individual?
Right.
We see that's what people fail to realize though. We tribes. You know what I'm saying? The
That's
different neighborhoods are different tribes.
That's it.
So you get a couple
That's
of chiefs together and tell everybody what you're gonna do. And then the other people say, ToeJoe, did they say this? And I'll be like, man, and then they be like, well,
Like
you
the
know,
time when we was riding and we heard on the radio,
all
we
the
got all of the leaders
in Milwaukee,
downtown.
downtown.
So called
And
me. Were you there?
I said,
No.
"Were you there?" I called Sean.
Yeah.
I said,
was
you there?
How they-
I said, so how are you saying you got all the leaders? You know what I'm saying? And it is a celebrity thing.
Yeah.
But see, the accountability part is that some people say, and they've done did some good work, 30 or 40 years. I've been in business 50 years. But it's like, the impact is always a void if something missing.
Right.
So then get the other person in to help you with that. Or help them with it, because it ain't always got to be when you come to Ken, he say go to ToeJoe.
Right.
You be like, oh, I gotta go to ToeJoe. I want to do this. But it's set up like that because like he said, I might have to say it my way, pay to play. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as long as you got crime, we got every business I know, or every position, a job position I know, is almost about somebody's harm, mental illness, drugs, crime. That's the money.
That's the money right now.
How
So,
many?
hey man, don't talk about drama.
So how many people do you actually want to lose their job? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't do this no more. Everybody don't do electrician. Everybody don't fix wall. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. So as long as people like me and my boy Taco now, we talk to them every day and tell them, work us up out of job.
Right.
That's what you're supposed
Work
to do.
us up out of job.
That's
We'll
what you're
go
supposed
find
to do.
another job.
Yeah.
We'll go find another job. Stop coming here. You know,
Right.
people tell me I ain't used drugs in 30-something years. But when I first said I wasn't going to use drugs no more, they said, you can't say that. I said, I just said that.
Right.
I'll never use drugs again. Not purposely to get high. And then I don't even know why we call it a high, because it keeps us down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then another thing, they teach us that, like if I go to AA meeting, I'm not going to get up and say, I'm a recovering alcoholic or addict. I recovered.
Right.
Right.
Oh, you can't say that. I just said that. If I had a dream about getting high today, that was just a dream. I had a dream that I was a millionaire. I ain't wake up trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? I had a dream I was driving a Bentley. I ain't trying to do that. So why I'm going to take the nightmare part of the dream and live it out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people say you can't say that. Because where I work at, they say evidence-based practice. So what Ken did in his life, He went through life. He had a few struggles. He overcame that. That's evidence-based. But guess what? They didn't walk behind him and write it down. You know what I'm saying? I've been to penitentiary 4 or 5 times. I've been in critical condition 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I'm through. I was never supposed to make it here. Never.
You
So now when I go to the doctor, they be telling me I have problems. I say, oh, man, don't let me die. But I used to jump in front of guns and just shoot me, kill me. You know what I'm saying? But now I care about myself. You know what I'm saying? I care about others. And my way of giving back is helping others realize that it is trauma that we all deal with in our lives, but we got an on and off switch too for it. Because I done traumatized a lot of other people. But guess what? When you catch me, I say, oh man, my mama did this when I was young. I ain't tell you about I cracked the lady head open or I shot 2 or 3 people. That trauma don't affect me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a way we can control our trauma too. You know what I'm saying? But they teaches us that we experience trauma, but they ain't no cure for it.
Because we talk about trauma and the oversaturation of clinicians and experts on trauma, right? But I was talking with this brother a couple months ago, and they couldn't get a house.
They couldn't get what?
They couldn't get a house. They couldn't get a house in the neighborhood that they came from in Johnon, and they already knew houses, right? They already knew how the artists. Historic, but
house has been empty for 50 years.
Yeah, and now they saying, well, if you got an eviction or you got criminal history, you can't live in your community.
You can't live in a house that was empty for 20-something years. That's really what it's saying.
And the people that
who own these properties.
33 quarter Gorman.
Right.
I didn't say that. 33 quarter Gorman. And you have to sign a 15-year lease.
And
at $1,100 a month.
After 50 years, you done bought it.
Oh no! You don't buy it because I don't even believe that any of it goes towards the down payment.
Oh wow!
Right. So after 15 years, you can
you
buy
got
it.
an option to buy it.
Yeah.
After 15 years, you done paid it off.
So
via
you
rent.
should have. Right, but that's not taking over.
I know, I get it.
Yeah,
but what you saying though, I've been in here all my life looking at this.
Yeah.
Now you fixed it up, and I said, let me apply to have one. You can't have it.
And
that's a form of redlining.
Yeah, and racism.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy. I really can't. I don't understand the criminal history part. To buy a house, to own a home. I don't.
This ain't to buy the house. This is to lease the house so that in 15 years you can buy it.
You got to live there 15 years.
Yeah, that's
so you buying it twice.
That's what I'm saying.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Because most mortgages are 30 years. If you live there 15, you done paid it off.
Right. And one of the coldest parts about it, when we sat there inside years ago, me and you and the Shante, we sat there. I looked at them houses.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, man, why we ain't fixing these houses up? With the alderman. I looked at that and I said, hey, man, because I was trying to get the other developer. You know what I'm saying?
We had Bert come in.
You know what I'm saying? I tried to get them to be a part of it. But then the court and them stuck in their Pam took it over. Yeah. And then you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like this. We don't never be allowed to create. And that's another problem. Because if I let you come up, then he coming up.
Right.
Because one thing we do, we follow behind people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You sell t-shirts on the block. If I see 2 or 3 people buying them, I got me some t-shirts.
I'm going to sell me some t-shirts.
You know what I'm saying? If I see you buy a house, I walked in his house. Yeah. I walked in Taco house. When Kim was running last time, he said, man, after this, man, we're going to have to get you a house, ToeJoe.
Yeah.
Then I went and I said, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Because this is what they own.
I gotta get me another house. I gotta get me another house, man. I gotta get me another house, man.
But you got to, because that's what we got to. If the people don't see it, it ain't gonna happen. So if we go into a neighborhood, and because we had a meeting at City Hall, and the man said we need to audit the city, the county, and the state. And see where the money is being put at. He said there is money that's placed from the federal government for civil rights money.
Yeah.
That's supposed to go in the impoverished neighborhood.
Yeah.
He said our money probably went down to the Marquette Interchange. And that's why they put Joshua Glover on the wall to say that was our civil rights part. You know what I'm saying? But that's how cold it is.
So how would you assure that the money that's designated for your community don't go towards services?
Now,
don't go towards
you know I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna make no promises that I know I can't keep.
Okay.
That's gonna be a fight. That'll be a fight for one alder person, because stuff like that take committee approval. So the other 14 aldermen, will have to vote on that.
That's something else I want to ask you too.
And so that's gonna be a stretch.
But you can find out about it and put it out there.
Absolutely.
So that's how I'm going
absolutely.
Get
or people can call and see how I voted. So if it's something that the community don't like, they'll say, well, Ken didn't win the vote, but 14 of them went for that crap, and he said no.
Yeah.
That's my record. You know what I mean? If it's anything that don't have the best interest of the community, I can't vote for it.
So say that you own one of these committees, and he owns a store in another neighborhood, and you know that it's just fragrant.
First of all,
right?
When I'm on that committee, and I know the red tape they gave me to keep me from downtown, I ain't gonna go into that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pulling for the brother. Period. Because
So
I understand the red tape.
I'm talking about a store that has had a history of overpricing, underproducing, mismanagement, drug dealing,
and they coming
disruption.
back. So they coming back to renew their license.
Yeah, but their alderman is saying, "Hey, I ain't got a problem with it. I'm gonna give him another chance." Because I've seen one alderman do that.
But then where you tie that in, then it's public record. It's public record. It's public record, right? Oh man, it's public record. So it's public record. So then you go and say, I gotta look and see the owner of this store, right?
I just busted soda.
I go look and see the owner of this store. And if an alderman said that, they don't see a problem with it, then you just go see how much money that store owner gave to their campaign. Public record.
Yeah, but let me say something about this though. Now, we had an issue in the community, and I was on the outside of it, but we had an issue in the community. I was on the outside of it, but I was able to interchange. And the community came to me and was like, hey man, the store messed up, ToeJoe. And they ain't finna let us get no license back.
Right.
But dude gonna sell it. Then they say, man, but he might just be selling the business and woo. So, and this the dude, he was on throwing up gang signs, smoking.
Yeah, I said it.
Right, but they saying though, we all do that. Come on, man. Like, but these older people that say, hey, man, I don't like driving my car way down the street. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So then we went in there and told the man, make the store look like this. We want everything new. Okay. And the man said, we'll do it. I went down there and supported him. You know why? Because the man Hughes too. And the man said to me, everybody make mistakes.
Right.
Everybody make mistakes. So when he showed us what he was going to do, hey, guess what else he did?
Go up to the wall.
Hey, he made every camera. Mm-hmm. All his cameras go straight to the 5th district.
Okay, but...
So that means if he do something illegal, the police see it, and if you do something illegal.
But I know a store, all their cameras go to 5th district too, and don't nobody ever get arrested.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if a person is willing to go all the way out of his way, how can you say no? When they mess
is he
up
going
again,
out of his way?
You shut him down.
Is he going out of his way, or is he ready to concede now because he's about to lose?
But you got to think though, Sean, it's just me as a person.
Right.
But if you got 200 or 300 or 400 community people saying they want the store, how you gonna go against what they want? I can't stand up there and say, okay, y'all don't know what y'all want. This is what you get. If that's the case, when he get in office, he don't need to talk to nobody.
Well,
He can just say, a store go here, no, not here, no, not go here. But if he got 300 people saying, I want a school here, he got to listen to the 300 people.
We was just
Unless
about
you got 400
changing the
that say
environment, right?
no. Huh?
We was just about changing the environment, right? And
you know how you change the environment?
If that
you gonna open up a store and run it the right way.
But what I'm saying is that if that community, right, has acquiesced to the social norms being changed, because that's what I'm saying in our community now is that a lot of our norms have been challenged,
right?
And we acquiesce to.
But is the norms being challenged, or in that situation that is the norm for them? Well, it's just like the hot spot. It's just like the hot spot.
It became the norm.
You can't. You close if it ain't enough people, cause the people that say close it don't go to the store. So the people that say leave it open say leave it open. That's that store. Then you can go up there and say, no, this got to close. But the people that want it open, they don't want it. That's their stuff. So only way you gonna close it is stop them people from acting up. Okay. Even though the man serving them, if you stop the people from going there, he can't serve them. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the dope house. They gonna get the dope man, but only sometimes they get the dope user coming out the place. Yeah. But if they stop the person from going in the house, he got to close up anyway.
So let me put it like this then. If there's an option available.
What option that? No, we gonna just go on 27.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that, right?
He probably on all three of them stores.
He owns
and the gas.
He owned 3/4. He owned 3/4. But there was a time when there were buyers that looked like us willing to invest $10 million in that community, right?
But I'm talking about invest in the community or buy the store and operate the store. That's a difference.
He wasn't going to sell that store, so we were going to open a store down the street, right? We was going to buy the store out on the other corner, right? That's what but
you could have did that.
But the other person wouldn't go along.
With the buyout of the other stuff?
Yes. See, and this is what I'm saying. We have our moral compass has been challenged, right? Has been challenged and changed, altered, right? And I look at it as due to what's being allowed to take root and growth, right? Now, if we could, let's open up. That's why I took the building, because I wanted to do something different, right? And they came against me, we know who came
against me. But you could tell why you tell that man to buy the building and you could have stayed in it. There's a difference.
He wasn't gonna buy it.
Right, you know
what I'm saying? I want to buy the building.
Right. But I'm saying,
we like,
so this what we do all the time. We say somebody was gonna do something. They built the penitentiary on 6th and Keep without asking permission.
Yes, they did.
And then was able to lease it out to the state. So just like you took the building, he should have built the store. And then had the argument that I built the store, a $2.something million store, and I need license to open it up. That's a different argument. That's for somebody that want to invest in their community and accept the law. You know, with Dollar Tree came in and just threw Dollar Tree up there. Yeah. They stopped them down there on King Drive because it wasn't supposed to do it, but they put it in there anyway and then went at it. We'll say, oh man, I was going to do that. I was finna do that. We should have did it. But all we got to do is do something. Man, Village Street is full of empty buildings.
It really is.
And so, then as an older person, maybe he that won't be his district, but he got Burline, when people say,
Right.
but when people say, hey, I'd like to put a restaurant, he'll say, hey man, listen, I'll probably get the city to invest in this building, fix it up, move in there.
So that was my next question, right? Within your district, is there room for black grocery stores,
Of course.
black banks,
Remember,
Right.
It was both of them.
right? But I'm saying more abundant, right? Not just one,
It's
right? Because if we want to change that environment, that
It's-
community, we got to show them difference.
it's always room for that, but to be
How would you
truthfully,
attract them?
to be truthfully honest, it's about group economics. Most
Okay.
of the when you see the Hispanics and the Latinos, they move in groups.
Yeah.
So it's called group economics. It's hard to get black people on the same page. So in New York, they call it tongue ties or hand in the pot. So let's say all of us here, right? All five of us are business owners and we're Sikhs or foreigners, right? And so ToeJoe granddaughter old enough and she come and she said, I want to open a store. We all put $1,000 apiece in the pot for her to open her store. Now that's not a lot, but to take care of some of the fees like the construction fee, the electrical, the plumbing, some of the other stuff, right? So then when she get on her feet and start making money, she don't owe us $5,000 back. She owe us $1,000 every month in the pot. So now we got $6,000 a month.
Right.
And then 7 person come. We get him $6,000. He get on his feet. He don't owe us the $7,000. He owes us $5,000. Now we got 8. So when you look at a lot of these foreigners that own the gas stations, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you got 70 of them coming together every month
And
and $1,000 in the pot.
And
So if
they
we
buy
take
their products together.
So we take, that's right, group economics. So
Yeah.
we take 70,000 to any bank,
Yeah.
cash. Of course, they'll give us $1 million loan. And so, but when you do that, I tried it with a group of black pastors when I first started pastoring. I told them the exact same thing. Let's put the money together. And guess what happened? We put 10,000 together. One of them ran off and bought a Cadillac and a mean coat. And I said, no, it's over.
So is
And the
that a
rest of them said,
program
we
that you want to implement in your
Man,
community?
it's group economics. I do it at the church right now.
But you got to get people that's willing
Yes,
to
they got to be on the same mind. They got to have the same mindset. It's group economics. You got to have people that understand money. Money ain't nothing but a tool.
It ain't number
Here's-
two.
here's-
Me and my wife,
Here's
we were just talking about that.
Here's
It ain't
what
number
messed
two.
us up as a people, man.
Yeah.
We not put money on too high of a pedestal. Money is nothing but a tool,
Yep.
and it's just the more ratchets and sockets I got in my toolbox, the more nuts and bolts I can shoot.
The more things
That's
you fix.
all money is. It's a tool. When you look
Yeah.
at it like a tool, you can't love money. So you got to put things together where it's group economics, where people come together and run groups. You can say, I'm gonna be for real. And you don't have to believe this. None of y'all. God is my witness. I can put this on my mama and daddy grave. God rest their soul. Before Sherman Phoenix ever happened, I had that vision. I had that vision. Over 20 years ago, we tried to get the old library building, the old Finley on Sherman and
North Avenue?
North Avenue, right?
Yeah.
The city had it for $50,000.
Yeah.
I brought people together. Oh, that's a lot of money. I said, man, $50,000 ain't no money. I was leaking bad, dude, right? I couldn't get a loan or nothing, right? And so I was trying to get them. I said, man, let's buy this. They said, what is it gonna be? I'm like, man, we'll buy it. I said, let me put the church in the back. We're making a mixed use, right? So we ain't got no rent for the church. The money we get in tithes and offering can help pay the bills. I said, then in the front, we'll have a restaurant, some clothing stores, a barber shop. They said, man, that'll never work. They laughed me to scorn. I met with people that had the money. And about 15, 20 years later, Sherman Phoenix rose out of some ashes. Listen, I cried. My guy in prison right now, when he come home, he'll tell you, I cried. He said, man, you a grown man crying. Because I saw Sherman Phoenix, man, that was my idea. He said, it sure was. But wouldn't nobody get behind me. So I'm saying, they were so slow. I had been on that. You understand what I'm saying? Where my business at right now? That's ain't nothing but a large scale Sherman Phoenix.
Yeah.
Uptown, large scale Sherman Phoenix. I've been on that 20 years ago. Milwaukee is kind of behind the 8 ball. So I'm saying I know how to develop things. I know how to get things done. I know how to come from nothing and make it something. If I get a chance to earn them people vote, 7th district will be the poster child of all the other districts.
We need a black utopia.
I bet you that.
We need a black utopia,
But people
man.
gotta, first of all,
Somewhere, right?
they got to understand money. They got to understand money. The problem is when certain cultures get money, You know what I mean? Let's just be for real. If you want to even go back to the dope game, most of the foreign, every nationality sold drugs. Every nationality. Every Italian restaurant you go in probably started. Every gyro hut. But what they did, they took their money to the laundromat and they cleaned it up, right? When we get our money, we go to the mall and we dress up. We want to look rich, but you got to invest that money. I didn't even deviate to that, but I'm just telling you, people got to understand. People got to understand that money is just a tool. That's it. And you got to put people in there with fresh ideas that can get this done and make it happen. But when we make it happen, community can't come with no old bubble gum open door. You can't be on no monkey ball. You got to say, hey man, this ain't the spot. Okay, you happy? Big Reg on this spot, but we can't hang out here all day.
We need the type of growth that's going on down in Walker's Point and all that.
Right, but that's what but you know, like, so I ain't know all the person. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over Milwaukee.
Right.
So I drive through not just Walker Point, but I go through 16th to South 16th, South 13th, Mitchell Street, you know what I'm saying, and see what we ain't doing in our neighborhood.
Right.
But we ain't doing it because we ain't doing it. Because remember I was telling you about the man that said we need to audit them.
Yeah.
I told him why we ain't doing the same thing that they doing. And he said we can't.
And you know why?
I said, no, it's a difference between we can't and we won't. Because as a human, we could do anything that another man do. Anything. Right. Anything. Right. And we could do it better.
That's
but,
right.
You know, 6th district, you know, that's my 6th.
What's your boundary?
But I'm 1st district now.
Because they changed it, right?
But yeah, so here's what it is. It's Locust to the south from 20th Street to 60th, and they go to Capitol. Once you get on Capitol, it picks up on the Angle Street Hopkins, and it runs up to Hampton, and it go down about 32nd. And so everything in that big box is pretty much it. So but now, every 10 years, they redistrict. So this was the redistricting year. So we now got some new parts in that district, which is Michael Murphy, some of his old district. So some of it go up. It used to stop on the west side of 51st. So now they go up to about like 57, 58. And then some of the blocks go to center. So it's a big jigsaw puzzle. Right. So you got 2 angle streets that run through it. Some of the district, Hopkins and Fond du Lac. So, but that's pretty much in a nutshell, from 20th to 60th.
So, I mean, I was born in 7th district. I was raised in 6th district, and now I'm in 1st district. You know what I'm saying? So Kings Drive, North Avenue.
I was born in
over
15th.
Brown in 27.
I was born in 26 and a half.
I was born in 15th district now.
And then all my life I've been on 1st and Burleigh. But now I'm on Custer. So, but before I moved to Custer, I was up on Shantae now about Village Street. Because Village Street is historical too. Just like Darn Home was. Old North Milwaukee was separated from Milwaukee. So that was a whole different town. They got 2 banks on Village. And a grocery store. We don't own none.
Actually, if you go way back, actually, Wauwatosa used to start at 27th and Lisbon. A lot of people don't know that.
Right. But my whole thing is looking at their development in other places. We got not only Kings Drive, but we got Village Street. Most of, we went to buy a building on Village Street, and the black man owned it. And the black man bought us in the building, and he was overcharging us for the building. That's why we didn't get it. Then I'm talking about, then that's what I'm saying. But then he owned the daycare next door. Then he owned the building next door. And then he said he had the empty lot. And then Miss Ali had owned the movie theater, the building next door, around the corner. And I'm like saying to him, he bragging to me. And I'm looking at him like, black man, you own all this shit? And you ain't did nothing with it. Then now you got a sister here that's ready to buy the building. You trying to overtax her for it. You know what I'm saying?
Greed.
Right, greed. So that's what hurt me the most. And then remember that corner right there on Village Street, cross street, is it the library? Where Metro something was.
That was a library.
Yeah, remember what you call it on that, the radio man. Kilo. He owned that whole
God rest
building.
his soul.
Yeah, but I'm like saying most of all that stuff that ain't owned by the city
right.
was owned by black. But I'm saying, why don't we just walk up there and say, man, this is what we want to do with this building? See, then I have a problem with the city when they say no.
Well, we got some ideas.
But I'm saying ideas ain't just ideas. If you don't go and say, this is what I want to do,
Right.
and you prepare even
You have it bulletproof.
right, you know what I'm saying? Right, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes before like a person to say, I'll put some money into it, they got to make sure these people willing to even let you do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when they used to say, Tom Baird won't let me do this, I said, what did you ask him to do when he turned down? Justin? How the hell you know he ain't gonna let you do it then? Because one thing, if it make them look good,
they go back. They go back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he got
Trell.
Trell.
The trial starts Monday, right? The trial starts Monday, and you know, they haven't been broadcasting. You know, they haven't been talking about it. But I believe that the outcry should be just as loud now as it was then, right?
That shit died down maybe like a month and a half after it happened. Like,
were you offered, you and your wife and family, were y'all offered therapy or any type of counseling, any type of resource? Well,
Victim compensation.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, they did the whole victim compensation thing. They did the I would say more so. I wouldn't say they offered the therapy. It was more so like a suggestion.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. That's crazy right there.
You should seek therapy. You know,
right.
So there were
they didn't offer, they suggested.
It was more like a suggestion, in which thank you for the suggestion.
Hey, so when we say they, who we talking about they?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I would say, see that when they reached out to
victim,
the victim,
something.
So what about community advocates?
Yeah, community partners and people in the community that we know are in the community.
Why am I drawing a blank? They actually helped us through the whole
414.
No, OVP.
OVP. Okay.
Quinn Taylor.
Okay.
Quinn was, I can't thank Quinn enough. He helped us through that.
Shout out to Quinn and OVP.
My thing, I ain't gonna lie. Before I even met Quinn, I low-key kind of had a problem with Quinn because I get the outcry for violence, in communities and things like that. But the way that the news projected the story, it's kind of like it only gives people an opportunity to go off of what they were told.
Right.
So his initial reaction, along with the rest of the community's initial reaction, was a lot of backfire on me. For one, I was the person being shot at. Two,
so you were treated like the perpetrator, like the person that did it.
Like
it was his fault.
He did so.
It was his fault.
Whatever you did to him, you got your baby killed. That's how they is.
Okay.
Right.
That's
and it's like the news painted that picture already as is by saying my daughter died behind the argument. So you got the community coming right behind it, like, oh well, yeah, it's the parents' fault, and then I got singled out.
Right.
But you the
man,
it had to be you. Right.
And it was one person in particular, I'll never forget it because it threw me, it pissed me off. It was like, y'all men need to keep y'all kids away from these streets, get out the streets. And it's like, you don't know me. For one, I'm from the streets. But this man can attest to it.
Yeah.
By the time I was 17, I was off the block. Yeah. I was off the corner. I was out of hot spot. I wasn't selling.
Right.
I wasn't doing nothing. I was trying to change. I was doing music.
Yeah.
I went from packs to music.
Right.
Selling packs to doing shows.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Right.
You don't know.
He wasn't in the street.
But still, you don't have to apologize for foolish persons, reckless getting a gun and shooting at a car.
Right.
Or so don't apologize for that because you don't have to. This man, let him bear his own burden when he get to prison, and we gonna pray that's where we go. hopefully for the rest of his life.
And he gonna think about it for the rest of his life.
Ken, you gotta go.
I got
So you want any last words to the
Man,
people
well, you
that
know
don't be
what-
voting?
what I would like to say is that, I would like to come back on.
You
If we
can.
could just do like a one-on-one and we could strictly just talk about voting and the district.
When is it's the 20th,
The
right?
primary is February the 20th. Then the 2 highest vote getters from that go to what I call the showdown round, April
Well,
2nd.
February is our evolution month. It's something like a celebration of 24th Street because it's 2/4/24. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
40 years since the police killed Eric. So February we want to bring people on here that have evolved, right, and doing great things. And you run it. You can always come back, man. Yeah, you more than welcome. You
Appreciate you, big brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
both
I
of us.
appreciate y'all.
If you want to stay for a second and we finish this conversation, because I think we want to know what it is that you needed that you didn't get then and what you aren't getting now, right? So.
Hey, but I like to say one
Yeah.
thing though. I was, whatever I can do to help, I'm down with you. And I sure appreciate, you get my number from Shine.
Yeah.
And what I do appreciate, at least I heard you say the Office of Violence Prevention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a lot of.
Thank you.
It's been a
Which
lot of.
they changed their name.
It's a lot of swords and stuff
Right.
going on.
Right. They be knocking. They be see, and there's certain people that they knock in the head. You know, cause that's my brother that's down there too. And I'm like saying, this man, Duran stuff, for all these years, then y'all get down there and treat him like a punk. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of thing. That's how I feel sometimes when I come and say I can do this. I know this. I know this brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You get paid for it, but I got to go in the basement with all these guns and say, hey man, y'all gonna freeze it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then y'all get all the credit and the paycheck for it. You know what
Y'all
I'm saying?
buying houses.
Yep,
They buying houses.
Yep, well, we appreciate y'all, man.
Always a pleasure, big brother. Yes, sir. Big bro.
Hey, come on.
Love, man. I'll be back when we can talk a little more.
Yep. We connect. Okay.
All right.
See you.
Thanks for having me.
Much love.
So we know that the Office of Violence Prevention Assistance, and I just learned after Isaiah got killed, right? What they offered and what they could and couldn't do, right? Which I mean, a lot of us have a misconception about what they can and can't do. And they changed their name, which I'm glad they did, because their focus wasn't on violence.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Community based.
Yeah, violence prevention. Everybody can't do violence prevention, man. You know what I mean? So, once again, shout out to Queen. But I want to talk about what I think, what I believe, because I've dealt with a lot of parents. What was really needed was some therapy, right? Some counseling, resources to help you get away from the environment that caused the trauma.
Yeah,
Right.
they helped out with a lot. Like when it first happened, they put us in a hotel, which got us out the house.
Yeah.
It's hard going back to a house. Your baby not there.
Right.
So they got us out the house, and then us choosing to move out of that house because of the trauma and everything.
Yeah.
It was like they helped us nonstop, even when we did face the roadblocks of getting the house. Like you said, when it came to, we couldn't even move into my own neighborhood. I grew up in this neighborhood, and I can't get a house in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was like they helped us nonstop until we found a place.
But I remember we was at that one event, and when the sexual assault, domestic violence event.
Yep.
Yeah, and you were talking with Quinn, and he got on the phone, right?
ASAP.
Yeah, but there's
Quinn
other
got me a house
organizations.
3 days after that event.
That's what's up.
3 days.
That's what's up.
Matter of fact, I think that event was 2 days.
Yeah.
It was 2 days back to back.
Yeah,
By the end of that day,
You
the
had out.
second day, he had somebody connect me to the house.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Long as you fine, you fine. Don't worry about it.
But that was the only organization that reached out.
Yeah, for the most part. Children's did help with some stuff as well.
Children's Hospital.
Yeah, basically a branch from the Children's Hospital. They did help with actually getting my oldest daughter in therapy, and now my youngest is starting therapy as well.
Okay.
You know, she was actually, my youngest was the other one that was in the car. It was me, my wife,
And your two.
and my two youngest. My oldest was gone at my grandma's house. So
Yeah.
my youngest had to stick with us throughout the whole ordeal. You know, the hotels,
Yeah.
the house to house, finding a place. She was with us throughout the whole ordeal. Versus my oldest, I left her with grandma.
Okay.
There's one less problem to worry about. It's a little bit less hassle. You got a roof over your head. I don't too much got to worry about. You got to focus on getting us into the place. And like I said, when them they really helped a lot with that. Children's helped with a lot. I think children's actually helped with us doing the whole victim compensation thing, and I think got my oldest daughter, I think, was shot with a cop and things like that. So you know, it was like they helped in ways that they could. You know, they presented a lot of different things to us. Like, okay, you need this. So it's not like they limited what they can do. It was just like they presented it, and if it would be something that would help, we took it. Like, why would we turn it down? And then one thing is with them is they constantly come with it, even to this day. It's like, okay, well, they check up on us, how y'all doing, how y'all holding up. You know, the trial is approaching, so they check in with us. And very appreciative to that, because the support system kind of shrinks as time goes by.
Yeah.
So you kind of try to stick to the ones that are there and keep them there, because it's a hard process to go through. Like, it's a hard process to me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't try to take nothing away from my wife, but I feel like throughout this whole ordeal, one thing that I did notice is it's not a lot of help for men when it comes to this situation. The fathers, I don't know if it's because Milwaukee has this ordeal where they feel like fathers are not in the picture, but I'm one that can say I've been there for all of my kids since day one. And I felt like I was kind of excluded from the picture. It was mother, child. Mother lost her child. Mother lost her child.
So
and
he lost his son too.
The resources was to the mother.
Yeah.
The mother got majority of the resources, and I got them by default because I'm with the mother. But let's just say me and the mom work together.
You've just been left out. Deal with your pain as best as you can.
As best as I can.
You a man, you can have it.
Basically.
Or you don't come. See, that's how they think.
Yeah.
They do think like that. And I'm not gonna say, well, my son passed. I'm gonna say the mother, and you know, that's my kid's mother. All love to her, but I just hear the expressions like, because they birth the kids, that they feel more pain.
They feel more pain.
I heard that so many times.
And let it be true. I don't know if it's true. All I can speak of is my pain.
Right.
So, in my pain, is a little different in the respect of, okay, I'm hurting, but this got to be rectified.
Yeah.
So mines go beyond that. I just can't cry in the dark and mourn and cry again. I got to think, how can I rectify this?
Right.
That was my boy.
Yeah. So
that's the dilemma with me, you know. But
That's
but I know she hurts and then it tore up. You know,
our society, man. You know, it's like y'all said. It's when she birthed him and she carried him. You know, her pain is, well, hold on. You know what I mean? While she was birthing, I was
right
there. You know what I mean? When
I was right there.
I'm the one impregnated. I'm just as attached.
My wife had a problem with it too. She noticed it.
Yeah.
And she noticed how it made me feel like I get quiet.
Yeah.
Like when we'd be having a conversation with a person and it'd go from them talking to us to talking to her.
and
she'll see me kind of back away from the conversation. I'll probably walk off and then she'll come find me and be like, baby, I understand how that makes you feel. I see how that makes you feel.
Yeah.
So it's like one thing I did say is I wanted to start a foundation.
Okay.
And with the foundation, it was like one is women and children affected by this violence of their kid losing their kids. Because it's not just the women affected by it. It's single fathers out here. It's not just single mothers. It's single fathers. It's 2-parent households without both parents being in the same household, but that daddy can still come over here when the kid and parent.
Yeah.
The mama can still come over here and parent. And it'll still look like it's just the mother. And then, like I said, the resources ain't like that.
Or maybe that can change. Maybe you can change it. Because I think it's needed. I really do. It's so much murder in our community. We have to address that. That's important about the dad's pain, and because it's real, and it's horrible. I don't know the difference. Maybe they ought to do studies, but
it gets worse for a man because we feel that push. Like, yeah, we know, but let's focus on mom. It's like that's how it's projected. We know you had a loss, but mom's really hurting. And yeah, I get, like I said, there's nothing to take away from them. I get you hurting, but I'm hurting too. This is my child.
We express it differently.
We express it
like he said. You know, yeah.
I haven't had a chance.
This shit happening. I want to make it. Yeah.
Grieve, break down, cry because I gotta hold my wife. I gotta hold my kids. I gotta worry about trial. How trial gonna turn out? Work days back to back. My daughter depressed as fuck. Like I gotta deal with this. When do I got time for myself? So and it's like you don't realize the burden that men take on behind this. It's like, okay, yeah, she's hurting, but I feel her hurt along with my hurt, along with my kids hurt, along with the people who loved my daughter. When they look at me, I see their pain, and I feel their pain sometimes more than I feel my own.
Trial is Monday, right? Trial is Monday. What time to start?
8:30.
You know, the courtroom. Or the judge.
Bronson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so to be at the
you got a judge. You got a judge that's gonna be serious. But you know, for anybody that's gonna watch this and that's gonna listen to this, just like it was an outcry, and you know that courtroom needs to be full. We need to send a message not only to that person, but to anybody thinking about hurting any of us, that we're not gonna tolerate it, and we're gonna follow the process to make sure that justice is done. If we turn out in support of us, everybody else has to support us, supporting us. And maybe, you know, once we start to support us, we can challenge us to do better. And those that don't, we get them out the neighborhood. You know what I mean? They got places for them. I was there. He was there. You know what I mean? You know, little bro, I love you, man. I'm gonna do my best to be there Monday. I think I got a class Monday. I got a class Monday afternoon, so I can be there Monday morning. Which I will be there.
Talmonday, I think they just really gonna be doing like
jury
selections. I think if anybody gonna be talking, it's gonna be like the tech.
They'll probably do
medical examiner stuff like that. I think my wife will probably be testifying Tuesday.
Yeah.
I probably won't hit the stand till Wednesday.
Well, you know, every day that I can be there, I'm gonna support, man. I know my man's work, so he can't be there, but I support for him. And anybody else that can be there, man, if you got the time, just come down and support justice. You know, support this brother. You don't know the pain that these men go through. You know, you don't unless you've experienced it. And sometimes we gotta hold our brothers up too. So, any last words, man?
No,
do you have anything philosophical to say?
My condolences, because I didn't say that. And like I said, you had a young child, and I can imagine, losing somebody. Yeah, that's horrible. So,
before her birthday.
so just try to do something positive as a result of this. I think it'll help in your healing. Try to start something, that program,
That foundation.
or that foundation, anything to support men. That's a good idea.
I got somebody that you can speak to. Maybe I can schedule y'all to be on the show together. Her son was murdered, and she started a foundation. Yeah. Next week, we're gonna have Simone Kilgore on here. She used to work for the Office of Violence Prevention Commission, and she has so many titles, but she deals with men who are going through trauma. Yeah, if you if you can't join us Tuesday, call us, right? Text me so that she'll be here. She'll be here. She'll be here for 2 hours. We're gonna have her for 2 hours, and we're gonna discuss not only trauma but why there's this big focus on trauma and why it's such a money grab. Right? So next time, man, share the show first and foremost. Subscribe to the YouTube page, as we're going to be getting off this Facebook, as they're restricted. Tomorrow's not promised, but we're here today. And if we can love each other, man, just a little bit, maybe tomorrow will be a little bit better. So, for my man, Top Hog, for now. I'm their brother Trell. I'm the capo. Till next time. It's been Talk Sick. Peace. Yeah, man. It's yeah, bro. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a back.